And welcome to a Cheat Meal Monday. Today I'm going to make poor man's lasagna, and I think you'll understand why I call it poor man's. How many times we open up a recipe book and it calls for ingredients that we don't have, and we really don't feel like going to the grocery store, especially nowadays. You really don't want to make extra trips if you don't need to. So how do we incorporate a recipe and make it into a poor man recipe? One of the main ingredients is cheese. What happens if you don't really have the kind of cheese it calls for? Come on, let's go in the kitchen. I'm going to share with you how you can make poor man's lasagna, and it has a little bit of a twist to it. All right, I hope you can hear me really good because I got a whole bunch of dehydrators running today. Today we're going to make poor man's lasagna. It's so simple and so easy. It's using ingredients you have. We don't always have the ingredients that it calls for in a recipe. We have a zucchini. We have some canned ground beef. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this canned ground beef. We have various pizza sauces that I got for free at the pantry. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a layer of sauce, tomato sauce on the bottom. And then, as you all know, we just layer it. So we're going to have a layer of noodles. I have only a part box of noodles. So what we got. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add some canned ground beef. Now this is home canned ground beef. And this is what it looks like. A lot of people say, well, ground beef, it doesn't look appetizing. But it's actually really, really delicious. The ground beef is really tender, and you can skim all the fat off the top of it. So this ground beef actually is really good. So we're going to do a layer of ground beef. Let me wash my hands and I'll show you now what we're going to do next. Right, so now we're going to have zucchini. Now a lot of people know the trick of having zucchini in your lasagna, and some people have probably never heard of it. So we're going to take our zucchini and we're going to just slice it real thin because you want to make sure that it gets cooked through. And we do a layer of zucchini as well. Now the zucchini can actually be used to omit the ground beef, but I did add ground beef just to show you what canned ground beef looks like. So we'll go ahead and put a layer. The zucchini I had already washed, so we're just going to go ahead and put a layer of zucchini down. Now this is where it gets really interesting because most lasagna calls for ricotta cheese. I don't have any ricotta cheese. Most of it calls for shredded cheese. I don't have shredded cheese. So what do? You improvise. I have some yellow American cheese. Cheese is cheese when you melt it. And this is what it looks like when you think outside the box. And there we go. Now we're going to do it all over again. So we're going to layer it with noodles. Now this will make a real small casserole. But it's one way of using up what you got. Now you can add more meat if you want. I'm just going to have it like this. Want to make sure all your noodles are covered. Looks real good. And because I didn't have much cheese, I'm only layering it twice. I've seen a lot of cookbooks back in the 1970s. They used a lot of American cheese. And there you go. It's lasagna, poor man's lasagna. I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished. We're going to take a sheet of foil and we're going to cover it. We're going to bake it 350 for about 35 minutes. Everything is cooked except for the noodles. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Yum, yum. It's got some zucchini and it's got some noodles. It's got the cheese that we used. Now, this is probably one of the most frugal ways of making lasagna that you ever heard. Today, part of my big project is I'm making a whole bunch of pizzas to put in the freezer. I'm really having so much fun with freezer foods. And pizza is so expensive, and so we're going to make a bunch of them and we're going to put them in the freezer. I'm going to make a double batch. So to make 2 pizzas, it is 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of yeast, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and about 4.5 cups of flour. It's so simple. Something in the freezer you can just pull out and you can make it. Put everything together and actually show you more of the video of us assembling it. Right, let's get the machine started because we have a lot of pizzas we're making today. The dough is mixing. We're going to start making all the pizza sauce. I want to make up to 10 pizzas today. I have a video on the pizza sauce, Tessie's penny pinching pizza sauce. So we're going to put my homemade pizza sauce in there. Then we're going to add some of my recanned tomato paste, which will make it a lot thicker. And basically that's all we have to do for this sauce. I'll go ahead and mix that up. Now I'm not using any meat today. Then I have my homemade pizza mix, which I just did a video on that last week. So my homemade pizza mix. Alright, now that is really easy. So we're going to heat this up slowly, and then we're going to assemble all of these pizzas. Now it's going to take me a little while to get that much dough made up. Alright, so now we have our pizza pans. We're going to go ahead and spray them. That way they're all ready to go. So I'm going to freeze these, and once they're frozen, then I'll put them together in one large freezer bag. So what does it look like when you're pretending for the day to be a pizzeria? Well, here's my kitchen this morning. Woohoo! So we're going to make 10 of them, and we're going to freeze about 5 or 6 of them. I'm having family here. So, keep working. Alright, we're going to pop these into the freezer, and now we'll have pizzas for many weeks to come. Friday night is usually pizza night, and this will make it really easy. Have a salad, and we're perfect for a real quick meal.